Hi, my name's Sam Taggart, door-to-door experts and door-to-door con. I've helped many businesses over the last 2 years really scale, create processes. We have what's called the door-to-door operating system. We found that there's 5 simple mistakes that every door-to-door startup typically makes. And my mission is to really go help optimize this with companies and say, okay, how do we avoid these? And the first one is they basically are spreadsheet millionaires. Most people leave their current company, they start their own, and they're like, I'm gonna be this millionaire, right? And they put it on a spreadsheet, they're like, if I sell this many deals and I'm making this type of commission as an owner, where I as a rep, I was only making this, then all of a sudden they're a millionaire. Well, the reality is they don't understand all the costs that go into, software costs and employee costs and payroll and insurance and W-2ing and taxes and legal and contracts and all the other stuff. And so they don't calculate that in that spreadsheet, and therefore they usually don't make as much as they think. And then the second one is they wear all the hats. Well, when you leave a company and you're like, okay, I'm a sales guy, you're wearing one hat, I'm gonna sell, or I'm a leader, I'm gonna recruit and sell. Where when you're an owner, you got all these other hats. You got to put on processes, you got to have hiring, you've got, managing employees in back end, you've got demo with softwares and different things like that. So you're wearing all these hats. So in order to do this effectively, my advice would be, hey, let's take off some hats, learn how to delegate, and that's a skill set. That's a skill set to know, how do I find the right talent, the team around me, create the environment, and delegate some of the hats that really aren't that important. Because what's some of the most important things you do when you first start a business, it's not your website, it's not your business cards, it's not your logo, your swag. A lot of that's like what's fun when starting a business, because you feel like this pride of like, I got this dope website. That doesn't make you any money. What's most important when starting a business is keep the hat on of sales guy, meaning no matter what, I'm bringing in revenue. Because the second you don't have any revenue coming in, the second you start to suffocate. And then the third one is you got to put a system to train and scale. A lot of people never put the foundation because they get so caught up in selling. And so we've created Door-to-Door University to help small businesses obviously kind of automate that process. We have a turnkey solution for 5 different industries, and then we have a lot of general stuff. So what we found is it's like, hey, if we can plug in our system, which is a system to where when you hire a guy, he's got some resources. Where most of the time when you leave a big company, they've already put hundreds of thousands of dollars in these resources. We've done that for you so that you don't have to go spend time, energy, money, because time is money when you're in a startup mode. So my whole thing is have something that a new guy, if you were to hire somebody, because you're trying to scale this, that's why you started a business, you can plug him into and he can actually start learning what he needs to learn, whether that's how to sell, how to lead, how to recruit, how to do whatever you want him to do, have a system, okay? Or the fourth thing is recruit. Recruiting is just different. A lot of people think like, oh, I was a bad A recruiter at this company. Well, obviously when I go start my new company, everybody's gonna just follow me there. Here's like a gut check for you. They went there for a culture. They went there for a promised vision. They went there for a movement. And now you go start this risky business. It's a startup. They don't, they might look at their wife and go, well, I've got a safe thing going here. Is it worth it to go there to meet at a Starbucks and really start this from the ground up? And how do I know he's gonna pay me? How do I know he's gonna be a good business owner? He was a great leader, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna make sure I get paid on time the right way and all these other things. So when you recruit, you've gotta say like, look internally and say, how do I recruit to something that's small, that's a startup? Because you can do it. It's not that you can't. It's just understand and have like a gut check and reality check of like, hey, it's not as sexy coming to the one-man band shop or the 3-man company where they're coming from, they got incentives and swag and everything dialed, right? So you gotta find your value proposition. So a lot of people's value propositions in a startup is obviously opportunity for growth. And they sell them on this vision of, hey, one day you'll be the regional manager. We're there, you're never gonna move up the ladder or something like that. And that's one sales pitch. But you gotta be cautious with that because every new small crappy business says that. And they're like, well, obviously there's room to grow. There's only 5 of us. So be cautious around that because in my opinion, it's like, look, obviously at a big company there's opportunity to grow, at a little company there's opportunity to grow. But here's how I'm going to map this new growth plan out for you, where they never really map that out for you. I'm gonna show you the roadmap. We're gonna stick to this roadmap. And that's one thing we teach our people, right? So, and then the last one is just money. Like, so many people start businesses, and you can start it with a broke bank account, and that's great. But in my opinion, have some rainy day funds. Like, have a good little nest egg so that you can weather a storm. I see guys start and then they're like, ah, crap, I need to go back to just sales rep. And they're trying to be CEO, but they're really just having a cash flow problem. So find ways to either leverage other people's money, leverage your own investments, or leverage your sales commission, because you've got to reinvest those sales commissions and realize you're an owner now. And sometimes your own sales commissions and money actually is paying somebody else's job. And you got to be willing to take that and bite the bullet there so that you can do the long-term play. Because that's probably why you're starting a business, is you're thinking, I want to go long-term. You got to play the long game, not the short game in this. And so many people are so used to playing the short game that they never can adapt to the long game. And that's sometimes just a money relationship problem. So hopefully you understood the 5 tips. Again, it's don't be a spreadsheet millionaire. Also, figure out what hats are important to wear and wear those and delegate the other ones. The third one is put a training and scaling system together and processes. Don't manage just the people, manage the system. And then learn that it's recruiting is different. It's the struggle is real when you're the startup guy. And the last one is obviously manage the cash flow, know where the money's coming in, how it's coming in, and have a nest egg. So love to help businesses. Like that's where I get my nuts and bolts. It's helping startup entrepreneurs, helping medium businesses on how to put a door-to-door operating system together to avoid the mistakes that hundreds and thousands of people have already made before you. Let's save ourselves some money and time and actually just like skip that, right? And it's sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. So we're here to support. We have boot camps for business owners. We have Door-to-Door Con, where we have leadership and masterminding, where we help people with those things. So reach out. We'd love to help you out. Follow the podcast, the YouTube channel, stuff like that. But let's have a conversation. Really, it's like we have a team that's here to support and have a conversation with you. Reach out.